Harut and Marut. In the boundless silence of the heavens, beyond time and space, there reigned an absolute order where not a single stain, not even the faintest trace of regret, could seep through. Beings woven from the purest form of light existed in eternal obedience, within the embrace of perfection. Yet this crystal-clear tranquility was shaken by the muffled noise rising from the earth, by the unending cries of humankind. The gaze of the angels turned toward that dusty and hazy world below. Their chaos ruled among those created from clay, souls enslaved by their own ambitions, writhing in the claws of lies and betrayal. The angels watched this destruction and the endless cycle of sin with astonishment. Compared to the absolute devotion within their own existence, this sea of rebellion was a darkness impossible to comprehend. And then, from the depths of the throne, an ancient question was whispered. These flawed beings who prepare their own destruction with their own hands, why were they created? The answer came with a stillness that shook the fabric of the universe. They were given a blazing fire whose nature you do not know. It was not merely an impulse, it was the most difficult secret to restrain, one that carried both heaven and hell within itself at the same time. The pure and unwavering nature of the angels led them to express their endless confidence in their innocence before this trial called the nafs. It was not arrogance, but the absolute certainty that came from being created from light.
If that fire had been placed within our souls, we would never surrender to this darkness. No matter the cost, we would never stray even slightly from our loyalty to the light.
And thus, this declaration of unwavering devotion became the threshold of a great fracture. The gates of heaven opened for that irreversible trial in which innocence would be tested by fire. Among the countless armies of heaven, 2 names were chosen, Harut and Marut. Until that moment, these 2 exalted beings had bowed only to absolute will, but now, they were subjected to the most dangerous alchemy in existence. Into their souls were planted strange and burning seeds they had never known before. One by one, they were sealed into their hearts. Desire, the merciless hunger of wanting something desperately. Temptation, the restless urge that pushes one beyond limits. And most devastating of all, weakness, the possibility of breaking, erring, and falling. They were no longer merely bearers of light. They began to feel the warmth of blood in their veins and the frantic beating of a heart within their chests. But the greatest and heaviest trust given to them was something else entirely. Free will. For the first time, they possessed the right to choose their own path, to say no, or to walk willingly toward the abyss. Freedom had brought with it a terrifying responsibility. Leaving behind the safe and flawless silence of the heavens, they descended toward the very heart of chaos. As they passed through the clouds, their wings of light grew heavy and took on the density of flesh and bone. The moment their feet touched the dusty soil of the earth for the first time, they were no longer merely angels. They had become beings in angelic form, destined to be tested like mortals. The gates of Babylon opened before them, and for the first time, the allure of the forbidden was so close. At first, everything resembled a reflection of heaven's perfect order upon the earth. Amid Babylon's chaos, Harut and Marut stood like unshakable towers. The justice they dispensed was so sharp, so pure, that the people were mesmerized by a truthfulness they had never witnessed before. They lived among humans, shared their bread, yet never allowed the light within their souls to be stained. It seemed they would prove themselves right, as though that blazing fire would never be enough to consume them. The proud children of heaven silently took pride in remaining pure within the swamp of sin, until the spirit of time gave birth to the greatest fracture of all. One day, as they moved through the crowd, someone appeared before them so extraordinary that time itself stopped and space lost all meaning. In the legends, her name was Zuhra. But she was not merely a name. She was the most dangerous test the universe had ever seen. Her beauty was far beyond the limits words could describe. Within her gaze lay a depth capable of silencing reason and paralyzing willpower. Once those eyes touched someone, neither the memory of heaven nor the weight of earth remained. With a single breath, Zuhra shattered every defense Harut and Marut had built. Until that moment, the woman stepped toward them. Her voice echoed like the deepest string of an ancient instrument. If you desire me, if you wish to calm this storm within your souls, then you will accept my conditions. For in my world, desire is never without a price. For the first time, Harut and Marut felt fear. But this was not fear of an outside threat. It was the fear of the enormous and unstoppable hunger awakening within themselves. The trial had truly begun. Zuhra's conditions hung in the air like poisoned arrows. Each one was a devastating blow against the laws of heaven. To bow before an idol, betrayal of the Creator; to take an innocent life, betrayal of creation; and to drink the burning poison that destroys the mind, wine, betrayal of oneself. Harut and Marut hesitated. The children of light had never imagined darkness could be this tangible, this full of choices. In that moment, they no longer thought with angelic purity, but with that dangerous mechanism they had only recently come to know, the nafs. Reason surrendered itself to desire, and the terrible bargaining began. To take a life, never; to worship a stone, impossible; but wine, it is only a drink. Even if it clouds the mind, it causes no lasting harm. It is the lightest of them all. And thus emerged the great trap into which humanity has fallen for thousands of years: to weigh sins on a scale and belittle them. The moment the cup touched their hands, the air of Babylon grew heavy. With the first sip, that strange fire flowing through their veins was enough to erase thousands of years of celestial memory. With the second sip, their will collapsed like a castle made of sand. And once their minds were clouded and the palaces of reason crumbled, every never they had sworn became reality, one by one. First, they knelt before that lifeless idol, sacrificing the magnificence of heaven to a piece of stone. Then, to silence the witness, their hands were stained with the blood of an innocent soul. They became the very monsters they had once fled from. The next morning, the sun rose over Babylon in shame. When the haze of wine faded and reason returned, the sight before them shattered their souls. The blood on their hands had dried, and the light upon their foreheads had been stained. The unwavering confidence of the angels was replaced by a bottomless humiliation. To be human was not merely to breathe. It was a war against the nafs every single second. And they had lost that war in a single night. The decree from heaven echoed in their ears with the howl of the wind. Before them stood two horrifying paths. Either they would pay for this betrayal in eternity, in the afterlife, or in the mortal world, until the end of time. They were afraid. Fearing the wrath of the eternal, they sought refuge in the torment of the temporary. In this world, they said. And it is said that even today, deep beneath the ancient lands of Mesopotamia, within that dark well of Babylon where the sun never rises, two shadows still hang suspended. Chained upside down from their feet, they await the day of judgment. There is neither the flow of time nor the echo of voices there. Only the endless, deafening remorse of those who were once the purest of heaven, yet fell into the darkest depths of earth. This is not merely the tragic fall of two angels with broken wings. It is the story of that subtle ache echoing within every human soul for thousands of years. The terrifying fragility of mankind. Even the strongest wills and the firmest faiths can sometimes collapse like paper castles because of a single glance, a single cup, or a single small compromise. What cast Harut and Marut into that dark well was not only the sins they committed, it was the dangerous and blind confidence they placed in their own innocence. As they looked down upon the earth from the highest heavens, how certain they were, we would never do such a thing. That sentence was the beginning of history's greatest illusion. And now, thousands of years later, standing beneath the same sky, perhaps you should ask yourself, how well do you truly know the dark corridors within your own soul? If the blazing fire of the nafs touched your spirit, if Zuhra knocked upon your door and offered you that small compromise, would you really be any different? Or is every never you speak merely the false peace of someone who has never truly been tested? Perhaps this story never ended in that dark well of Babylon. Perhaps Harut and Marut live again every day in the decisions you make, the paths you choose, and the mistakes you underestimate. Remember, the well is not only in Babylon. The well is within the human being himself.